do a quick little review today on the brand new 6.5 quart pressure cooker by Simply Ming. And one of the reasons I really like this particular pressure cooker is it's the only one on the market that actually has a ceramic coated insert. So typically you see a non-stick, and there are different types of non-stick that are available, but this is the only one that has the ceramic inside coating. And what's really good about the ceramic is the ceramic non-stick is the hardest type of ceramic that you can have. You're going to be able to cook at temperatures up to, like, I believe it's like 800 degrees, but it's not going to go up to 800 degrees. It's so non-stick. This is called the Technolon Plus, and it is so non-stick. I swear, if you have the pans with this in it by Simply Ming, it really literally practically throws the food back out. It's the most amazing stuff ever. And it doesn't degrade in the dishwasher. Not that I would really dishwash with it. Everything you cook in here is just going to pretty much slide right out, just like it does on the pans. And I love the beautiful copper color. So that's really a great feature on that. Here's an example of the Simply Ming pot that I have, and you can see the same type of coating, and I've used this for about a year now. It looks brand new. I've never had a problem with it, and actually I've never put this in a dishwasher either. It cleans so easily. You can wipe it with a paper towel and then just a little soap and water, and it's just beautiful. So I'm really a fan of the Technolon Plus ceramic coating on these. The other thing I really like about the new Simply Ming is that it has a really simple control panel. Now, the pressure cooker I use most of the time at home is a 4-quart pressure cooker, and it has a very similar panel. It's very simple. There's not a lot going on here. I did have another one, and it did have a lot of different buttons that would give you, one of them was programmed for chicken, one said rice, one said beans, and it had a bunch of different things on there that you could press. But the problem with that is it's not really accurate according to what you put in. So for example, say you're doing chicken and rice. Are you going to press the chicken button, or are you going to press the rice button? Or maybe you're going to do something that has a lot of different things all mixed together. Or maybe you're going to do seafood and there's not a seafood button. And I was finding that every time I pushed, say, the chicken button, I was still having to adjust the time anyway. It doesn't know if you're putting in chicken tenders or a whole chicken or chicken pieces with a bone, and all of that makes a little bit of a difference. So I really specifically look for a panel that's very simple, such as this. Now on this, what you're going to do is when you go ahead and put your food in, on that inside pot in there, you always want to leave some space. So you're going to fill it about 2/3 the way full. So this is going to be a great size to use for like roast. You can cook 2 whole chickens in here. It's got a really great capacity. We're going to go ahead and bring the camera up to the control panel, and we're going to have a look at what the buttons are on here. This is a control panel, and if you've seen my review video on the Cook's Essentials 4-quart pressure cooker that I have, it's very similar, and it's probably one of the reasons why I like it so well. This is going to give you a pressure cook, a slow cook, an open sear, a steam. You also have a delay time, a warm setting, and then right in the middle is your start and your cancel. And then this is where you're going to adjust your time up or down. So if you're going to use the pressure cook setting, you're going to go ahead and push the pressure cooker setting. And I believe this might start at around 40 minutes, and then you just adjust from there. If you're going to use a slow cooker setting, then this is going to show you in hours. So I think it starts at like 50, which would be 5 hours, and then you can adjust down in half-hour increments. So you can go, down 3.5 or whatever you want to do. Open sear is a great feature. I wouldn't buy a pressure cooker without that. And what that is it's like a browning or a searing feature. So you're going to take off the lid, and you never want to use the searing feature with the lid closed. So you're going to take off the lid, and what's basically going to give you is a skillet. So you're going to press that, and I believe the default on here is about 15 minutes. And it's going to give you an opportunity to brown and sear your meat and maybe caramelize some onions or soften up some vegetables or something before you put the rest of your food or your meats into there. You can also, like, if you're browning meat, then you pull it out and put in your vegetables and then sear that up. It's a great feature. So I always love to have an open sear. And another kind of cool thing about having an open sear button is that you don't just have to use it in the beginning. Like, say you're going to do something that you want to slightly crisp up afterwards. So then when you're done pressure cooking it, you can kind of remove the liquid, dump your food back in with the open sear button, and kind of crisp it up a little bit. Now this also has a steaming feature, which I think is pretty cool, and you're going to use that, say you want to do corn on the cob, or maybe you're going to try to pressure cook an artichoke or asparagus or something, and this does come with a small steaming tray or steaming rack that you can put inside as well, and that will keep the food above the bottom of the pan, so it's not going to kind of burn. I'm also going to use that feature if I'm using like roasts or anything I don't want to sit directly on the bottom of the pan. You're going to use the rack, but you definitely want to use the rack with your steam feature. Then you have a warm setting over here, so that what will happen is when it's done with pressure cooking or slow cooking or steaming, it'll automatically turn on to a warm setting, so it'll keep your food warm for you. On the delay time, I'm not really sure if I would use that or not, but the delay time is so that you can put the food in and then it will, you set everything in pressure delay time and it will start at, half hour, whatever later you want. Like I said, that's not a feature I've used on my other one before, but it's kind of nice to know that it's there. So let's go ahead and have a better look at the inside. So this is what it looks like on the inside, and the nice thing here is that it does have some measurements on here. Now if you're going to cook rice in your pressure cooker, here it's got a setting for 2, 4, 6, and 8 cups. It's kind of your measurement lines there, 8 cups of rice. And then up here at the top, it tells you what your max pressure is, and it says 2/3. So this is going to need to be space for the pressure to come up. So you never want to fill it above the max pressure line that you see right here. So that's always kind of important to know. When you take this out, on the inside, here you have your little brain of the machine that kind of helps to run things. You don't ever want to get the inside of this wet. Put this back on, put the lid on, and then what you have over here is your little pressure and seal, like vent and seal area. So you're going to seal it and put it right onto here when you're wanting it to build up pressure. The nice thing about an electronic pressure cooker, and I've said this before in my other video, is that they're very, very safe. So when you put this on seal, you're not going to be able to remove the lid. The lid is going to be impossible to remove unless you get like a hammer or something and you're really trying to hurt yourself. But under just regular use, it's not going to open up. When you put it to the vent here, then it's going to release the pressure very quickly, and you're going to be able to remove the lid at that point. It's not going to be locked. Now if you're going to be using the slow cook feature, using this as a slow cooker, you're going to want to remove this completely. So this is how it's going to look when you're using it as the slow cooker. You don't want the little valve here on at all. And then on the other side, there's a little bitty indicator here, this little red indicator, and what that'll do is that will pop up when it's completely under pressure, when its pressure is inside the unit, and then it will decrease and you see it's indented in there. When it does that, you know that it's safe to go ahead and open it. You know that it's going to let you open it. It's sort of like the pressure lock mechanism. So basically that is the Simply Ming pressure cooker, and it also comes with a detachable cable. And what I like about that is if you ever happen to be moving this for some reason, or you accidentally pull on the cord, it's going to come apart, it's going to detach, so it makes it a little bit safer so that you don't knock the unit over. And I'm going to be trying to cook something in here soon, and I'll try to get a review up of it after it's been in use. So that's the Simply Ming 6.5 quart pressure cooker.